We be live.
And hello, everybody. Hopefully, everybody is doing well and amazing on this wonderful Thursday. If you guys don't know, you are coming live from with us from Guanajuato, Mexico. Me and Tara are digital nomads traveling around the world, taking our business on the road, as they say. And you are with the Hello LLC. Hello stands for Helping Entrepreneurs Leverage Leading Edge Optimizations. More importantly, it's about helping everyone live life optimally. And today, as always, we have an amazing conversation. I have my other co host, my other boss, my Debo, my lover, my friend, my best friend at that. Tara with us joining this amazing conversation. And today's conversation is, the true cost of technical debt. And when we say technical debt, we kind of mean the true cost of your procrastination at the end of the day if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty. And so I would love for you guys to put in the chat what you think technical debt is, how you deal with your technical debt, and more importantly, be able to open up the information that we're going to share with you guys, because especially in today's generation, we share with people the most expensive things in the world are actually free. And three of them, right, is a closed hand, a closed mouth, and a closed mind. And really, what we do and not try, we do is we open up all three of those things if you're willing to open them up. But if you have pride, and we all know what pride is, it means please remember, I destroy everything. We can't help you if you got a full of pride, because it's really about relinquishing that pride, relearning some new strategies, rethinking new things, because the things that we learn in college, the things that we learn from our parents and whoever, those are outdated. Those old strategies that we're utilizing as our strategies now, those are outdated. And we're just moving forward. And just today in the Hello Plaza, we had it to where we showcase, Tony Robbins, free webinar that he had, and he literally shared the fact that AI in the world is changing, and it's not going to be 20 years, it's not going to be 10 years, it's going to be the next 2 to 3 years that we're going to see robotics and AI take off. And he literally shared the Cambridge fact that said, by 2026, 50, or he said 60% of our workforce is going to be transitioned and shift completely. And so this is really where the technical debt conversation comes into place. And we're going to dive deep into this. And I know Tara has a whole bunch of information that she's going to share. And we want you guys to join us as well on all of our platforms. And with that being said, love, what do you have to say about technical debt?
Well, first of all, welcome on in, everybody. It is a beautiful Thursday here in sunny Mexico. If you can't see, there's sunshine. And you know what? I got canceled yesterday for talking about the sunshine. So we're going to stop talking about the sunshine because not everybody has it right now. But with that said, thanks for joining us live. Thanks for being here. We are talking about technical debt within your business. A lot of people are like, what's technical debt? Well, first of all, technical debt is the fact of when you are not evolving with the technical field. So when technical updates are coming, are you the person that's updating your phone, or you're like, oh no, I'll wait? That's technical debt. Each time there's an update or there's a new reversion or a new version of something that comes out, are you updating? Are you moving with that time in that period? Or are you actually not making that transition and you're actually putting yourself in technical debt? Now, all technical debt is not bad debt, as they say. Technical debt can be a good thing because, in some shape, forms, and fashions, and that's simply because at the end of the day, some people rather have other people be the guinea pig. So, for instance, let's use Apple as an example. They'll come out with updates or they'll come out with new products, and sometimes people are like, I'll wait for version or generation 2 because they want to see all of the kinks worked out. But that technical debt is not so massive that it puts you so far behind. It's a small upgrade. It's a small, update, and you're back in business and just allow others. So we're talking about that technical debt in all realms and all things today. Answering any questions anybody might have. So join in, drop in the comments if you have any questions. We will talk about that. And guess what? When you're talking to us, we'll probably talk about all things what we do. So we're going to start with technical debt and it's going to evolve from there, just with where we are going with a society. If you don't know, the next 20 years, we're going to see a huge technical boom. You might say, well, Tara, what was the last 20 years? It was a technical boom, but we're going to see it bigger this time. You're going to see things like, and I used this example yesterday when we were talking in our room, was how many of you remember George Jetson? Meet the Jetsons. Meet George Jetson, his boy. All right. So the reason I say that is because somebody had asked Siri or Alexa when George Jetson was born, and he was born last year in 2023. Now, why is that? Why are we talking about a cartoon, Tara? Because that just shows you that if you watch the cartoon, he was what, in his mid 20s, late 20s, has a family. So that just shows you in the next 20 to 30 years, we're going to see a huge amount of technology come through. We're going to see probably flying cars. Guess what? They already have them. You can already go out and purchase a flying car now.
I was literally writing that down.
No, there's robots already. We are already there. It just doesn't. We're not flying around a cyber city like we saw in the Jetsons. And so I share that because we are on the cusp of another huge boom in technology and where we're going, what we're doing, and how we're going to get there. And really, at the end of the day, it's exciting. Now, I do know that there's always a conversation on the not exciting part, but that's not what this conversation here today is. Today, we're talking about really about how you and your business can mitigate the technical debt in your business and how it can also, how you can not always have to be like the guinea pig. You don't have to be the first one to do everything, right? And that's really important because it comes down to the simple fact of understanding what works for you, for your business, and how it will benefit you or put you behind. And so that's really the conversation tonight that we are talking about. But outside of that, we appreciate everybody in here. I've got 3 or 4 followers on TikTok, so thank you so much. We have a few here on our Facebook and our LinkedIn. Thank you so much for jumping in there. And I know Mr. Jones got a few on his side, so thanks for jumping in and listening tonight. And Mr. Jones, with that said, what facts and figures and information do we have around?
You knew I was going there, didn't you? And before we even go into the facts and figures, while you were sharing the technical debt, we want you guys to all understand. First of all, when we say technical debt is the accumulated cost a business may face to choosing to expedite solutions or to overcome robust, solutions and systems that they put. And more so, technical debt is taking shortcuts. And we do that in our everyday life. And even as a prime example, all of us have dealt with this or had this experience when we're on our laptop or we're on our phone and our phone continues to says, hey, you need to update this. Hey, you need to update this. And then in the moment that you go to use the Zoom or you go to use a Windows, you go use a program, boop, 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 and it automatically does the update and it kicks you out. You're embarrassed, you're late, right? You're not on time and you're frustrated, your energy is gone. And that is exactly the same situation that we have to understand for our businesses, and especially, the impact that it cost us, just not only from the money standpoint, but as far as just our brand, right? Our identity, our integrity, and how we, run our business and showing up. And so these things are key in all aspects of our life. And so, some of the key facts that I love to share with you guys and we love to share is that hidden costs, the global cost of technical debt is estimated to be at $1 trillion annually. And if you guys are thinking, oh, trillion, that's not a lot. Well, I tell you what, go get you some milk and cookies and go get you a blanket and go sit down in a corner for 32,000 years, 263 years in total. And that is how long it would take you to count to a trillion. A billion, if you're wondering, is going to take you 32 years, right? A million takes you 11 days to count to a million. So this is what we talk about to people when we look at these numbers. That's a lot. The productivity in our business. It's a technical debt can cost a company up to 30%, and increase maintenance costs as much as 40% by not taking care of your technical debt. And so these are facts that we share with you guys. Market. A business burden with technical debt is 40% likely to keep up with the industry trends and adopt with new technology. Prime example, Kodak. Another example would be Blockbuster, where Blockbuster thought that people would continue to want to come into the store, buy the videos, record the videos, pay all these fees,
Yep.
and people didn't want to do that. Netflix said, "Nah, we'll just send it to you, and you just put it on back." And Netflix decided to get deeper in their technical debt and said, "Hey, people don't want to be going back and forth to the mailbox and all that stuff. Let's
Yep.
just upgrade our technology and utilize this new thing called the internet and download." And now look at where they are, to where they're continuously staying ahead of technology. And so I think when we talk about technical debt, we just can't let that go in one ear and out the other. And we hear it in so many basic ways, right? And people's foundations in their business that they pass up on making sure that they showcase their business to everyone, and they're not the ones that are explaining their business, or they're not the ones utilizing free tools to implement in their business. Prime example would be Eventbrite. When people go and post on Eventbrite and put their event on Eventbrite, they're not realizing that they're showcasing, and they're having all of their clientele that comes and, join them on Eventbrite. Now Eventbrite has the AOK to now showcase some other webinars and other platforms. Why would you not keep that internally, where you have control of the email, you have control of the audience, and you get to showcase them what you want to? But because we don't want to invest in our business, we don't want to create systems in our business, we decide to go and use these free things. And look, we used Eventbrite when we first got started. So I'm not talking bad about anybody whatsoever. I'm just sharing with you the technical debt of utilizing, Eventbrite, to where now your actual audience is being shared with everyone when you put your time and effort to get people to come to your event, and you want them to know about your event before they do somebody else's event. And so
Yeah.
these are one of many things that we can bring to people's forefront about technical debt. The impact on the market, the cost delay to the market, really can cost a company a lot. And not just a company, us as individuals, right, that are starting our business, us that decide to cut corners and do this and do that and not showcase our business. I'll say it again: you don't have systems, you don't have a business. You got to hustle. There's a difference between the two. And especially when it comes down to showcasing our business, and being able to present our business, people don't want to hear from you. People
Yeah.
want that information so they can get it, make a decision, and boom. Just like you want them to make a decision and money show up in your bank account. Your technical debt of you not having that easy and confusing your customers, as our mentor used to tell us, a confused mind will say no. And so many of us are confusing our clients and our customers because we're not investing in our business.
Yeah. Well, you really touched on an important part about that is the impact. Like, so you talked about the numbers and the impact. And I remember, it took me back to when working in corporate America and experiencing a company's technical debt, how the impact had on the team, the company. And yes, we can talk about the number, but it's a little more than just the number. The level of frustration when you don't have the proper technology. I remember so many times of not having the right equipment that you needed to do a job, and it took you 4 times longer. It took you, it created so much headache for you that when you went home that day, you were like mentally done, and maybe you got in a fight with somebody because of that. Like, we don't think about the impact of not only monetary, but physically and with our health and things like that. And that is something that a lot of times we just don't really, because it's not a monetary coming out of someone's pocket, we're not aware of the impact it's having. I would watch, you know, people having to do things by hand when there were, maybe a system or maybe a tool or maybe a program that could do it in fractions in like a second. Let's use an example. Like right now, AI is a great example. Like now, if you get an email and you need to write a response to an email, you can literally drop in the email that you received, say, hey, ChatGPT, Bard, Google, Bard, whatever you're using, and just say, I need to type a professional response. I need to say this, I need to include this, and I need this, and blah, 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 and bada bing. And you hit enter, and the next thing you know, it formulates a response. And what the reason I say that is because 10 years ago, AI was not around like that. So for you to formulate a response and then to go through and fine tune it and then fine tune it and fine tune it and make sure you're in the proper professional language, that all took time. And now you can jump in and you can use, like I said, ChatGPT or Google Bard, or there's a ton of them out there that you can use any one of those. And it makes life easier for you and allows you to have more of your time back. And again, at the end of the day, time is money to a company. And no matter what size you are, if you can save time doing things that doesn't cost you a whole lot in a technical aspect, why are you not doing it? And a lot of times what happens is people don't make the change, businesses don't make the change because they don't know how, or if they do know how, they don't want to make that investment because of the cents instead of looking at the dollars. And what I mean by all of that is a simple fact that it is a choice whether if you don't know how to do it, to hire someone. But a lot of people, a lot of businesses don't create budgets to take care of that. I remember in one of my endeavors in my corporate time, one company had a IT person, and that person had to service 3 different locations, and that person ran ragged. And what happened was that person their health was not very good, and it showed, right? They were, in and out of the doctor or the hospital. But then what would happen is, because the backlog got so deep, they wouldn't hire anybody to help with it. And then the people who needed help, so the employees at the IT team, one person was supposed to fix, they weren't getting fixed, so they were getting frustrated. They're going out buying tools or things on their money and then going to expense it on their expense report, and the company's going, well, why are you doing that? And so it just creates a vicious, ugly cycle. And if we would just understand, if we will put the proper team, the proper resources up front to handle the things that you need to handle, it'll make you look like a shining star. David and I were just having this conversation today. We love when we watch our people, our clients win. And we, had one of our clients had a huge win, and we were so excited for them. And we looked at each other and said, part of that win was because we set up that person's system and had everything so that when you showed up to the house, the curb appeal, it looked great. Everything looks good. We already know the house is dynamic. We already know that individual has so much to bring forward. But if you're not packaged in the right direction or right light, the right way, you're not going to, appeal to anybody. I'll use this as a very, very, very easy example. Most everybody watching here is from the States. Most everybody here has probably been a part of process of home buying or knows the home buying process, right? Most of everybody on here probably had a dream to buy a house themselves. Maybe they went out to Zillow and did some, maybe they go out to HGTV and watch these things, right? My point being is when you're shopping and looking for a house, you think, oh, I want it to have nice curb appeal. When I pull up, I want it to look real fancy and pretty and in the way that I want it. And everybody's different, right? Now, here's a real life example. The house that we manage here, that we take care of here in Mexico, it is for sale. So, by the way, if you want to own a beautiful house in Mexico, here you go. Anywho, the curb appeal in Mexico is different than in the States. That doesn't make it wrong or right, but it's just different. And so, when potential buyers show up at this place to buy, it's gorgeous on the inside, but on the outside, the curb appeal is different. It looks like Mexico. And that's not a bad thing. It's very cultural specific to where and how it is. The beautiful thing about that is most of the buyers that are coming to look are from the States. So they have an expectation of curb appeal, but they show up and they don't see exactly what they see on the outside, but when they get to the inside, it's like a hidden gem. My point being is that expectation of the niche that you are in. So back to the technical debt is, are you aware of what is needed, what people are looking for, what your team needs in that sense? Do they need the curb appeal or do they not need the curb appeal? And being able to identify that so you can provide that, so you're actually taking care of your employee or your team's health, your company's health, like, because every company has a health as well. It's the mediation line of the health of all of the people that work for you or are a part of your team. The point being at the end of the day is, are you aware of that? Are you aware of that impact and whatnot? And most people are not. So with that stated, I greatly, emphasize the fact of understanding not just the monetary technical debt, but understanding the physical, the mental, the emotional technical debt. And it goes on to what we talked about yesterday, which is a part of the mental health, the emotional IQ that people are dealing with. And part of that is the positions that they work on a daily basis, whether that's in their business or a brand or maybe someone else's. We are all experiencing technical debt in some shape, form, or fashion. Think about our grandmas with VCRs, you know.
Yeah, baby, you are so spot on. And even the analogy that you utilize, with the house, right? And for so many of us, we understand that when we do have guests over, when we do have people come check out our house, we get the lawn mowed, right? We get, we get our ends and we got the whole house clean, everything's put together. And so we want that appeal. And you do that because of the gratitude that you get afterwards. And right, that if you don't clean, your bathroom, and people come over to your bathroom, your toilet seats, dirty, the trash is out, the technical debt of you not cleaning that is they're gonna be talking about you. Okay. And they're gonna be calling somebody and be like, girl, I went over to so and so house and their house was dirty. Right. And so that is another great analogy of what technical debt is for you all to understand how important that is, because not only having and when we talk about technical debt, this is your systems, this is your customer service, this is all the things that we talk about, your strategies, your social media. What's the technical debt of you not posting on your social media daily for your business? You don't have a business if you don't showcase your business, and nobody knows about your business. What's the technical debt of you saying, oh, I only post on LinkedIn, or oh, I only post on Instagram, when there's a billion people daily on TikTok, and there's only half a billion on Instagram, and then there's 830 million on LinkedIn, but you're only on one of those? What's the technical debt of you not being able to expose your business at the rate that you wanted to? And so this is where we share with people that they really have to be aware of their emotional awareness, which ties into yesterday's conversation. So often we don't allow ourselves to be aware of our emotions and how we make these decisions based on our business. Prime example with AI. A lot of people now think that AI is just this spooky, mysterious thing, that's going to take our jobs away, this, that, and the other. Well, I'm here to tell you, yeah. If you don't know about it, and if you don't relearn about it, and if you don't re-educate yourself about it, and guess what? You've been using AI. You know that thing called Grammarly? You know that thing called, Alexa? You know that thing called Siri? Your phone? All of those things that has AI in it. And so you don't like AI, take your phone back, right? You don't like AI, definitely do not go get a Tesla or even the American cars now that have, a lot of this AI in it. And so this is where we showcase to people to really be able to understand that, not having technical debt puts you at a competitive disadvantage. You're lowering your customer experience. People that are not creating new experiences for their clients, as we continue to share with you guys all the Hello Plaza, providing a different experience for your clients to come and learn about your business without you being there, and creating a 3D immersive experience. And especially if you're utilizing Zoom, why would you not want to look at a 3D immersive experience where you don't have to showcase your face? Right? You
Yep.
can create an avatar, you can create a whole entire environment, and you can just show up and use your voice. Why not is the better question. And so,
Yeah.
being able to recruit and retention for enterprises, being able to implement, Web3 and some of this AI, employees are starting to ask now because they have the power now. Hey, what AI tools do you have to help me do my job better? Because if
Yeah.
you don't have them, I'm telling you, they're going to be gone. And even more importantly, they want to know that because they want to know how much longer that their job is going to be needed, and you're not finding something to replace them while you get the AI in order. And so, the flexibility, being able to have long-term savings, and then more importantly, being able to be strategic. You
Uh-huh.
know, my father always taught me and shared with me, son, if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. And I think so often that plays out into a lot of these things that we talk about, especially technical debt. That, when we go to clients and we say, hey, your static website that you have right now, you're writing these new books and you're still utilizing the same website that people can't even much discover what you have now, but you're about to add something new. It's not you always adding something new to your business. It's sometimes you restructuring and rebuilding your foundation so people can get the information that you already have now before you add something new. And so often we've been conditioned to, put lipstick on a pig. And sometimes, you got to get that pig in shape before you can put lipstick on it. And that's even more so in all, aspects of our life, of being technical aware and understanding the cost of us not, doing things right from the beginning. So that's what I have to share. This goes hand in hand with yesterday's conversation of really just being emotional aware. And I think so often people aren't emotional aware and they're running around, not understanding this. And so, I would love to go into some more facts, love, while you share, our Hello Plaza that people can look into and look at, what their technical debt is costing them now as I go over some more, facts for you guys. Security risk. Security risks of patchy code and outdated systems can make companies 70% more vulnerable to security breaches, putting just data and brand reputation at risk. And we all know, we've heard, some of the banks, we've heard some of the actual, major corporations say, hey, oopsies, you got to change your password. And this was more so on them, right? Not that somebody, broke into their system and hacked them. It was because somebody like us came to them and said, hey, you might want to take a look over there. And they said, nah, I'm going to wait till next year. Right. And then boom, now it's costing them more than ever. And it's been costing them because they decided not to, make that transition. The next one is, talent drain. We talked about this. Developers, despise working with messy code base leading to higher turnover, right? So if your systems aren't user friendly, a confused mind will say no, they're out of there. I literally just said this question, right? And then scaling nightmare. How easy is it for your business to scale? And this is where we share with businesses and corporations, to be able to scale their business. Prime example, in our metaverse, right? You're able to, have 500 people to 5,000 people in this particular environment where people can walk around, introduce themselves, and even more importantly, for those of you that are authors, okay? If you're an author and you are, looking at doing your book launch, and you don't just want to do it at your local, Barnes and Noble or your local, convention center, I encourage you to look at the newer way to showcase your business and not have people meet you on a Zoom. I saw this lady the other day, she was having people meet her on a Zoom for a weekly meeting. I'm like, we can upgrade that into a 3D immersive environment where, just imagine, an author can be able to invite their friends, invite their actual clients, and say, hey, I'm going to be able to do my excerpt of my book, share a chapter of my book from this one location. I can create a video, record that, and put it up where people can actually view the actual, book itself. They can come in here and purchase the book, because this actually goes out to your website, your 2D to 3D. And so this literally allows an author to showcase their business in a completely different way and create different experiences for their clients to showcase their books. And that, guess what? It's worldwide, and that's where we're going across the globe. And I mean, this goes for every single industry that is out there. If you're using a Zoom, if you have a community, why would you not want to tell people, hey, instead of meeting me on that old-fashioned Zoom call, come and meet me in my Hello Plaza, where we can experience, metaverse that you can join from your cell phone, you can join from your laptop, you can join from your iPad, and you all are about to hear like no other about these Apple Vision Pros that come out February 2nd, T minus a week from today. And so this is where you guys have to be able to understand the technical debt of you not pivoting forward. And what blows my mind, baby, is that people will go watch Avengers, will go watch, Iron Man, will go watch, all these movies, and then be like, oh no, I don't want to pivot forward. Iron Man is nothing but the metaverse, right? When you were watching football this weekend and they had the green screen behind them with the AI avatars, and they showcase every single football player with an AI picture, that's where we're going. When you're on TikTok and you're using these filters, that's metaverse AR, VR that we're going. And so this is where we share with people, don't be so naive to sit there and say, oh no, that's not happening. It's here. It is happening.
Well, I mean, you are absolutely correct. It's happening. It's here. We just listened to Tony Robbins' event today about that, where he was saying, hey, it's here, and it was funny because David was like, what? I've been saying this. We've been saying this for years. I mean, I know, you guys, you can go back to our Facebook, and when we would do lives, David would go live and we would talk about how AI is coming. And by 2023, 2025, that 2-year span, we're going to see AI show up, and it's going to take 50% of our jobs. And everybody freaks out. It's like, oh, what people don't realize is it's going to create twice as many jobs. And so that's just something that we have to look at as the positive instead of the negative. And it's just here. It is what is so. And so you can call David Knight cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You can say hello LLC doesn't know what they're talking about. That's okay. But you know what? You can go date stamp us. And we were 5-6 years ahead of the train here. And so it's time. It's here, and it's time for people to understand that if they do not get in line, like, no longer can you stick your head in the sand and say, oh, I'm not going to do technology. I'll just fax. I'll, just send a letter. No, that doesn't work. Now you can literally send an email instantly, and that's to somebody, and you don't have to wait 5, 7, 8, 10, 30 days for a letter to get somewhere, you know? And so it really just comes down to the simple fact of understanding at the end of the day that evolution's here, growth is here. I mean, how many of you still have an 8-track? Not many. You know, how many of you are still, burning CDs? Not many. There might be a few people out there, but not many. Evolution's happening, right? So we all now run around with these things called a cell phone that have our music libraries on it. They're little mini computers in our pockets. And so at the end of the day, we start updating our technology because of convenience. And that's the biggest understanding to understand, is that this is all about convenience and the convenience that we have and whatnot. So, that's something that I would share from that point of view. Mr. Jones, I don't know if you turned your lights on over there, but whoopsie. So, it's no, it's okay. I was just thinking that your lights up top.
Oh,
But yeah. Anyways, so the technical debt right there. If you don't turn lights on, you won't have a illuminated face like I'm trying to have here. But yes, so the technical debt of understanding where you are with what that happens, and understanding we make that change because of convenience. And so why, like the Vision Pros that are coming out with Apple, like, you have to understand, when an industry giant like that is moving into a new game, David and I are, help businesses not only get their foundation set, but we also help pivot businesses into Web3. That's a part of what's that big giant of a technology giant, i.e. Apple, when they open up, when they have the Apple Pros that come out, the Pro Visions, you're going to see a ton of people that will get them and then be like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And everybody's going to be talking about it. And guys, all that is the bell curve. Understand what the bell curve is in mass adoption. That is at the point of mass adoption. We are there. And so you want to be ahead of that, so that way you can be first in, start to discover, take advantage of the deals, like how many of you would have bought Google stock or Amazon stock before they were what they are today? All of you, probably. So the thing at the end of the day is to understand that if you are an innovator, and if you are someone who likes to be up on the head of the times and to be up on your, technical analysis and not be in debt with your technical side of things, are you making those changes? Are you willing to identify that? I was listening to a thing today, and this person was like, and we're live from TikTok and Facebook and all of these social media apps. And not one of them at that point was a metaverse. And I'm thinking, that will change. This time next year, those type of brands will be in metaverse. And I'm going to be very frank. David and Tara and The Hello LLC will be at the forefront of helping businesses and brands like that, of household name brands, getting on to where they need to go within because of that technical debt. And guess what? Technical debt, yes, we talk about the money it costs you customers, it costs you customer experience and all that. You have to understand, it's not just a simple, how much money it's going to cost you. It's the impact of the employees or the teammates you have. It's the impact of not reaching the people that you could reach. Think about this. Travis Scott, last time I checked, most stadiums can only hold anywhere from, 10 to 50, 60,000 people, maybe 70,000. I don't know. I need to,
the biggest one I think is 95,000.
I need to figure out what the largest stadium is. But okay, so under 100,000 people. Travis Scott was able to go into the metaverse and host an event that he had 28 million people, almost 29 million people show up. There's not a stadium that can be built to hold 29 million people. Like, that would be the size of, oh my gosh. I mean, you're looking at it like, it would be bigger than Houston. Houston's 4 million people. Yeah, of course, they're individual houses. But my point being is that would be ginormous to hold 29 million people. Why not be able to do it where you can reach a multitude of people across the world where everybody's within the comfort of whatever space they're in and doing them? And so it comes down to understanding where we're going, how we're getting there, and are you going to be left behind? You
Yeah.
know? And there's a lot of companies, I want to say this. There's a lot of companies out there that, for instance, like my brother, he owns an excavation company and a construction company. And he'll say, well, what do that technical stuff? Well, you do, because how your people are finding you is different now. Yes, you have word of mouth. Yes, you have people, saying, "Oh, you need to go over here and use this person and they can do this for you." But at the end of the day, your audience is going to age out, and they're going to then be looking at different ways through YouTube or through TikTok or through different ways to find you, and not just a word of a mouth. You need to have a technical footprint. What's your technology footprint? You have to be visible in some shape, form, or fashion, because it's going to get to the point where this younger generation, they only know how to do business or contact a business or anything within purchasing products a certain way. You're right now so used to selling or sharing or marketing the baby boomers and the Generation X's, and
Hmm.
they're picking up the phone calling you. They're not doing the on the computer and all that. They're calling you. Sorry, my nose itched. And so at the end of the day, my simple point of that is they're not going to be here forever. And if you're building a company to last, at some point, you're not going to be here forever either. And you're going to need to attract a younger audience, a younger clientele. And the people that are going to come work for your team or be a part of your team, the same thing. So it
You
just,
better drop it like it's hot. And this is what we shared, the other day, is that 4.6 billion people use social media, right? And 71% of these consumers, right, research their brand online before purchasing. And so, even when we look at that aspect, you said it, people need to make it to where it's simple, it's easy, and it's accessible for this younger generation, because you guys have heard us talk about this. The average age is 30 years old, right? And so this is where we showcase to people, and I got this big sun mark in my mouth. I feel like I'm at the dentist right now. Hold on, baby.
no worries, not at all. Yeah. Welcome to dealing with the light going down. That's why it's so dark on this side, guys. So, we are adjusting for the light, and it is just what it is. But yes, you absolutely, Mr. Jones, you're 100% spot on with understanding that dynamic. But back to you.
Yeah, and not only that, what I want you guys to understand is when you were sharing about Travis Scott, right? And people going to the concerts. And when people do go to the concerts, most of the people at the concerts have their phone up and they're watching the concert through their phone. So with the metaverse, people literally get to utilize their phone and watch, Travis Scott on, a live stage and being able to showcase these things. And this is where, people have to understand that 2 billion people purchase, right? Purchase on the actual, on social media in 2022. 76% of social media users have purchased something on social media. So those people that say, "Oh no, I don't put my business out on social media," or "Oh no, I only do this," well, I'm just here to tell you, you're missing out. 91% of marketers use social media. So if you're one of those people that say, "Oh, I don't market my business," well, you're one of the 9% that doesn't market their brand on social media. And this is where, the technical debt, of not being able to create these experiences, not being able to really showcase something different to your clients. Because just imagine this, us, the holidays just passed. We going to, a holiday party, having a conversation. Somebody ask us, "Hey, what does the Hello LLC do? Tell me more about your business." and I'm able to pull out my QR code, them go straight to my biz in a box, and I say, hey, go to go shop in my metaverse store where you can learn all about my business. Excuse me, go do what? Yeah, you can go to the metaverse from your cell phone right there. I can do what? I don't need the VR goggles. No, you don't need the VR goggles. Go into the metaverse from your cell phone, hit that button that says Hello Plaza Virtual Mall, and it drops you into my mall from my biz in a box. That now you can learn about the biz in a box, you can get testimonies, you can be able to literally showcase your entire business as we have and create a different experience. And then people can literally be able to come in here and see you in an avatar, see all of your foundation, and this is now your actual, room that you can come and do your actual book launch. And the mall allows us to create that community where somebody might have came in here for wellness. They then say, you know what, maybe I need Hello Electric. You know what, maybe I want to check out their apparel. You know what, maybe I want to learn more about, their actual, enterprise. And so this literally allows them to transition back and forth from the metaverse to the actual 2D world. And I'm here to share with you guys all. The metaverse is nothing more than the third generation of the internet. And so when your friend or your broke brother-in-law that's sitting on the couch voting for American Idol from last year tell you, oh, I don't know about that metaverse, they don't know what they're talking about, because this is where the future is going. Ask Nike, ask Gucci, ask Hyundai, ask, Walmart that just trained 1 million of their employees in metaverse because they just built their own metaverse in Roblox that you now can go shop Walmart right now from your phone. And I remind people, you're already shopping from your phone. My mama is shopping on Amazon on her phone, going to pick it up, and that's it, right? Same scenario here. And so this is where we share with people, a difference and creating a different experience compared to somebody else that after I showcase my business, right, our business, and somebody else brings out a business card and says, hey, this is my business. And it's a static website. It just has a video that has a play button, or they're on their actual phone, set up. It's very difficult for them to navigate on the phone. And you are not creating that appeal, that curb appeal that Tara was talking about, and they're out, right? And you wonder why your business isn't growing, because you haven't started with the foundation. You're trying to add, XYZ when you don't have ABC in order. And so this is where we showcase to people, yes, we do introduce you to the metaverse, but what we more so do is create your foundation and help you build your foundation so you can make that pivot utilizing AI, utilizing the systems, utilizing updated strategies, and not listening to people that are telling you what their grandma, their uncle, or their daddy did, back in the day, or that the college professor did, or that something that worked for them in 2000 or 2015 that now they're trying to push forward in 2024. It ain't working, okay? And if it did work, everybody would be doing it. And one thing that I hear that I started with is that, David, knowledge is power. That's cute and adorable. If knowledge was power, then we should all be powerful. Are you going to put that power? Are you going to put that knowledge to use? And are you going to be consistent with it? Is the question. And not even consistent, but are you going to allow those days that hit you in the chin and you get back up and go back at it? Or are you going to get hit in the gut and be like, oh, I'm done? And this is where we share with people, building a community, building an environment, and raising people's vibrations for them to believe in themselves, just with starting with their foundation and helping them with the mind, helping them with the body, and more importantly, that soul conversation is what we do. And so, if you guys have not came and visited our Hello Plaza in Metaverse, I don't know what you're missing. We have everything up underneath the rooter to the tooth, and we're about to add another 5 stores here in the very near future, where it's going to be busy to get a parking spot. And guess what? You ain't got to be fighting for parking spots, right?
Well, as we close up today, love, I would love to share with the community of how they can reduce their technical debt. What's
Yeah.
the steps that you think that companies can do right now to outside of booking a discovery call with Hello LLC? What is something that they can do right now to be able to reduce the technical debt, understand maybe how to analyze how they would be in technical debt?
Yeah,
Some hard equipment things that they can actually work with.
yeah. Well, first of all, what we would ask you is the first, ask yourself, you know, are you willing to make that shift? Are you willing to get out of your old ways and your old conditioning ways and understand old keys don't open up, new doors?
Yeah.
And I would, ask you as we asked, a group, on Tuesday, rate yourself from a 1 to 5. And
Mhm.
this right here will kind of give you, a scenario of where you are in your technical debt. So, I'm going to go through this list of questions and I want you to ask yourself, where am I? 1 being the lowest of the low, 5 being, the top of the top where I got that on lock. And
Yep.
this really, instead of me, explaining some additional tips and tricks and things of that sort, which I will do at the end, I want you to be honest with yourself because what we find a lot of the times is that we share these things and most people don't take action, and then yet they wonder why their life is in the same bucket because you didn't take action. And even something that we've been able to share, or should I say, explore, is that a lot of times people come up with excuses, people come up with reasons, and they hold on to those reasons and hold on to those excuses and hold on to those boundaries, because if they got rid of those, then what?
Yeah.
Right? what
They wouldn't
what
have
then?
anything to talk. They wouldn't have anything to crutch on.
They
Uh-huh.
won't have anything else to crutch on because that is solved. And a lot of the times when we do come to people and we say, hey, let's do this, it's like, oh, you're about to solve my problems. What am I going to say now? Right.
Yeah.
And so this is where we want you guys to be upfront and honest and ask yourself from a 1 to 5. Right. And so, number one, uh, do you have a solid foundation? Number two, are you developing a unique value proposition? Number three, have you built a strong brand identity? Right? Number four, do you have a clear mission statement? Right? Remember, you're supposed to be rating yourself 1 through 5 on these. The next one is marketing and sales strategies. How are you marketing and sales strategies? What is your technical debt of you not marketing and sales strategy? Right? Your
Mhm.
social media marketing. How are you on that end? Right? Your search engine optimization. We have a great guide that we've been sharing with you guys of how to go, set up your own Google SEO. That's a guide that we put together that's on the top of our business box. Go get that. Right? Do
Mhm.
you have your search engine optimization even set up as your foundation? The
Yep.
next one is email marketing. How are you collecting emails? Are you doing an email marketing campaign? Do people know you have, even a business? Number 6 is, pay per click. Do you know, pay per click? Do you know those analytics and those results that are coming, from your business? Another one, sales funnels. How are you dictating your sales funnels? Do you even have a sales funnel? Do you even have it written down somewhere? Right? Number 6, or I keep saying number 6. I'm on like number 11.
Okay,
Customer service,
right
right?
past 6.
Yeah, yeah. Number 6, customer service. Where are you at, with your customer service?
Yeah.
The next one, the power of data. So often, us as entrepreneurs, we base our feelings and base our decisions off of feelings and not actually knowing the data, not
Yeah.
actually going to utilizing Google Bard or Chat GPT because we're still in the old fashioned ways that we got to figure it out and not go ask somebody else.
Yeah.
The next one is, the need for agility. How easy is it for your business to be agile and be able to maneuver if need be? Or are you still stuck in one particular place? And
Mhm.
the next thing, the importance of building a team, not even building a team, but reteaching your team, reorganizing your team, and re-strategizing your team so they can learn these new technologies. Because believe it or not, not a lot of people know about Google Bard. Not a
Yeah.
lot of people know about Chat GPT. A lot of people are still out there doing their 9 to 5 jobs the old way, When if they utilize chat gpt or Google Bar, they can take these reports, they can take all these excels and just do it in like a matter of seconds if they were able to implement these things, but they're not willing to do those things. And so this is where we share with you all to really rate yourself on, where you are within your company. Because look, as my mom and daddy told me, a hard head will make a soft beep. And so, you have to determine, where you want to, take your business. And once again, you don't have a business if you don't have systems. You have a hustle, and there's a difference between the two. And so this is where we really have to, put into our business. And I hear this sometimes where, I really don't have that much money. And then I ask people, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to create? And they have like this $1 million idea. And it's like, it's going to take systems and things of that sort to put in place. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Well, I mean, you got to pick. But we're going to concerts. We got this bag. We got this new clothes. We got this. We got that. Once again, it's your priorities and understanding, when you show up to these networking events, you don't show up with broke down shoes. You don't show up with a messed up suit, right? You don't show up with buttons all messed up. But then a lot of the times we're showing up in our business when people go look at our business with that type of, goodwill, not looking good, a vibe going on. But, we're sharing with the world that we're, the $1 million man, or the next billionaire on planet Earth, and it doesn't add up. And nowadays, your foundation and your system has to be in order because of what you just shared. People don't want to talk to people no more, right? People aren't going to want to hear, oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't work. Oh, my bad. Let me send you another link. Oh, no. Ball game's over with. You're out and about, especially with Google, the SEO. You have a business and you don't have your Google SEO where businesses can leave you, reviews, and other businesses can go look at you. We wouldn't have got a couple accounts if we didn't have our EIN, if we didn't have our LLC, if we didn't have these foundational things in order, because that could have been a technical debt that alone, right?
Absolutely. So in closing, it's really just taking that action step to, like David just said, go through, analyze, find out where you're lacking, where you can actually insert technology to save you time. That's the biggest way to identify. And so really the first thing is to do a SWOT analysis on your company. So do a SWOT analysis, understand where you're at, what you're doing, how there is, what technology features are out there that can help you make those changes. So that would be something I would do immediately. Within that is to get out and do a SWOT technical analysis to show you exactly how, excuse me, and where you're looking at where to make those changes, and then go out. And if you don't know, have a conversation, book a discovery call with us. We will absolutely have a conversation with you in the sense of saying, hi, this is some areas that you probably could improve on. It's the same thing at the end of the day of going in and getting your teeth cleaned, and the dentist is like, well, we got a few areas in here that we might need to do some work on. We're not the dentist by any means, but we will help identify those things, because what happens is it just comes down to the simple fact that if we're not aware, if we don't know, then we're unaware. Like if somebody, I heard someone share earlier, information is, yes, it's available to us all, but a lot of us don't know where to look for it. So, you know, yes, we know there's an ocean out there, but which direction do I start walking to head to the ocean, right? You got to have some direction. Sometimes that is not intuitive to businesses. And that's why you have companies like us, the Hello LLC, that can help identify those things for you, share solutions with you so that you can implement them into your business and take care of it. So, with that said, Mr. Jones, do you have any last closing remarks before we wrap up this amazing live today?
No, you said something that was key, and I had a thought and I kind of lost it. But it was another analogy, right, of how we show up in our business and how we really have to understand that technical debt is going to cost us if we don't get on board and understand that these technologies and the systems that are out there now, If we don't put them in order, it's gonna cost us. And so that's all that I would share, with you all. Come and make sure you guys come and join us for our How To Tuesdays next Tuesday at 4:30 Eastern, to where we're going to be showing you guys how you can be able to buy crypto, get in this fintech. Tara's going to do an amazing how-to video on a system that you guys can go start utilizing. That's what we do. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be talking about, relationships in today's society, right? And then on next Thursdays, we're going to be talking about, more of this technical debt, coming up with, another great topic. We haven't figured out that topic, but we got the Tuesday and Wednesday solidified. So you guys make sure you come and join us. You guys understand we're here all the time, so you don't have to say, oh, my bad, I missed it. Just know we're here every week. We're consistent, right? And so with that being said, love,
kindness,
integrity,
but most importantly,
commitment.
Yeah. So with that said, guys, thanks for being here. We'll be back next week with some amazing content. Don't miss it. And if you missed half of this, just rewind and watch the full thing. And until next time,
Toodles.
we love y'all. Thanks for being here. Take care.